Over the last 6 months, I've sold a lot of info products. Specifically, I've sold over $500,000 for my clients. And what I do is essentially I take over their sales funnels, I take over their conversions, and let them go out and focus on getting more eyeballs while we handle the back end of their sales process. And in that process, we've sold over $500,000 in the last 5 to 6 months. And it's been awesome, but I've also learned a lot. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some a key concept that I've realized on building a coaching program to over 100K a month as an educational creator. Because if you have an audience and people watch you and they learn something from you, and then you want to sell them a product on the back end to help them more in that domain, and they pay you for coaching, consulting, uh, a community style model, then I think this video will be very helpful for you. Because this is the biggest mistake that we made earlier on with our clients that we are now adjusting with all of our clients. And that is basically the model, the business model. Because in 2024, there was a big rise in School and the growth of the platform, School and WOP and all these platforms. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love School. I still work on School. All my clients, I host their coaching programs on School. I think it's an awesome, tremendous platform. The guys who run it are awesome. But with School came this wave of everyone thinking that low ticket MRR communities were the future, and that was how you grow and build a coaching program. And in many ways, I feel like we were sold a lie, not by School itself, but just the market, by the market in general. The reason for that is this. MRR communities, like low ticket communities where you're selling products for like on a monthly recurring basis, where they can buy in anytime and leave anytime, and it's under like $300 a month, is a really damn hard business model to make work. It's really, really, really hard because of the fact that you need one, so much volume of traffic for it to make sense. You need 1,000 paying customers paying you $100 a month to be at 100K recurring revenue. Um, that's a lot per month. That's a lot. 1,000 members paying you $100 a month recurring is really hard to maintain because of the second variable, which is churn. When there's no commitment period, when it's not an elongated coaching program, when people can just buy, they will leave, man, because people are lazy. And if especially if you're especially if you're selling information, you're probably selling some sort of a transformation. And that transformation takes work and input from the other person. And a lot of the time, most people aren't going to put the work in, no matter how good you are as a coach or as a creator, or no matter how good your course is. People need to put the work in, and you need to rely on them. And if they don't put the work in, they're not going to keep paying you. So it's just a really lousy model for selling info products. I think it's great. And I mean that in the context of if you're trying to scale to 100, 200K a month and above. I think it's a really great model for someone who's, making a few thousand a month, talking about a hobby. I think it can be really, really good. But if you have a coaching program and you have aspirations to grow that coaching program to 100, 150, 200K a month and above, I really don't think that's the way. And I think proof of that is if you go to School, you go to their School Games leaderboards, you will see that not many people are making all that much money. And by that, I mean over 80K a month. There's maybe 10 communities who are making more than that. And that's a testament to the fact that the business model is really damn hard. There are a lot of big people on School. And don't get me wrong, I do think you can make the low ticket MRR model work. Like some people do, like Evelyn Weiss, for example, on School. She makes over 200K a month across all her communities. But that's the point. She has multiple communities teaching multiple different things. So it's very hard to make it work with one business. And I think that if you do have an audience and you're selling coaching, you're selling information, courses, whatever it is to an audience, I really strongly believe, and this is my like main point that I'm driving home with all of my clients, and we're shifting all of our clients to this at the moment, is high ticket coaching or high ticket info product of some kind, whether it's a course with coaching or simply just coaching or a course with a community. But making it high ticket is, I really believe, so important when you look at two things: real life examples and the economics behind it. The first thing is the real life examples. When you look at all the biggest coaching programs in the world, online at least, the info product, people who sell info products, you look at least in the business space, you have Charlie Morgan, you have Cole Gordon, who are at multiple hundreds of thousands, almost a million a month. They're doing high ticket. You look at in the sort of spirituality, esoteric space, which is where I have one of my major clients in. You have Tony Robbins, sells really, really high ticket stuff. Um, it's the end of the day, so my brain's a bit blank. But if you look at all the biggest people who make the most amount of money, it's on high ticket stuff. And I can't think of anyone selling low ticket, and I'm talking really low ticket, at a large scale. Even if you look at the biggest info products of them all, which are basically universities, they make a crap ton of money and they charge tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So the point is this, is that when you charge more, you also need to sell less clients. Duh, I know it's obvious. But the point is that you get people with better expectations. You get people who are more likely to put the work in because they've invested more, which makes your life as a coach or as a teacher much easier, much easier. And the economics just simply makes sense. If you sell a 5K product and you make 20 sales a month, with enough traffic, that's not really all that difficult. That's what, 2 sales every 3 days. You're on 100K a month. If you generate enough consistent calls, you're chilling. And you can easily scale that to 100, 200, 300, 400K a month if you have enough traffic. But now the problem is essentially as much traffic as you put in, you're going to get outsized return out. Not like in a low ticket community where you can have a crap ton of traffic. You have people with millions of followers who are on these low ticket community platforms and they don't make all that much money. The only time I would say that it does make sense to have a low ticket community, in my opinion, is when it's a stepping stone for something more expensive, which is one of our major clients at the moment, who I mentioned is in the manifestation space. We have that low ticket community that we initially took over when we took him on, that was being run by another team. We took it on, we scaled it from where it was at 30K a month to around 60K a month. And now we are focused on building him his second tier program and handling the sales funnels for that, which we're doing at the moment. And we ran some other variations of higher ticket programs before in the past, some one-off stuff, and we were able to sell 30, 40K in a month, no problem in new revenue, which is just not feasible when you don't have a high ticket program. And the proof of that is when we were growing the low ticket community, the amount of work, hustle, grind that we had to put into that in order to get an extra 5 to 10,000 in extra monthly recurring revenue is incredibly difficult. Whereas you launch a high ticket offer, it's much more streamlined, much more easy. And if you have the right sales systems in place, which what we use, just for full transparency, is we use sales calls with a closer and or webinars, and that's been working exceptionally well across our client base, then, I mean, it's just a no-brainer that that's the way to go. And I feel like a lot of the info product world had been pulled away by this whole school, the whole growth of school and everything around it, where it was like, have these massive communities with low ticket products, MRR, you get all these clients in, they stay forever, and you're happy, you sit margaritas on the beach and take 1 call a week. When in reality, that didn't turn out to be the case. When you look at the actual people and how much money they make on school, very few people make very significant amounts of money. And I think it's a testament to the fact that when you look at the space, the biggest guys make the biggest amount of money. And of the 500K, $500,000 that we've been able to generate in the last 5 to 6 months, although a big chunk of that is MRR, another significant chunk of that is in high ticket. And considering you've only been doing high ticket for the last 30 to 45 days, shows that we were able to get outsized returns with that. So it's definitely where we're going right now, and the systems are effectively the same to sell at scale. I mean, when you're doing webinars and stuff like that, it's essentially the same whether you're selling low ticket, you're selling high ticket. It's effectively the same sales systems when you're doing a webinar. So it's just literally, do you want to do the same amount of work and get more money, or do you want to get less money for the same amount of work? That's literally the only thing. So this is just a thought that I had today that I was thinking about as we've been growing the business and growing the clients. Is high ticket is king, and it's been the kind of king for a long time. We're going back to that, and I would really recommend that if you have a coaching program and you have an audience, just sell high ticket. Keep it simple. between 3 to 5K, make a really good offer around what you teach. And as long as you're teaching something about helping people get out of a financially difficult spot or towards financial freedom, you're teaching something to do with health, either pain or, that fixes a pain or that makes them look better, or you're selling something that helps people get better, more meaningful relationships, I think you should have no problem, if your audience likes, knows, and trusts you, and you have a good audience on YouTube or Instagram, selling a high ticket program. And if you want help selling your high ticket program, book a call with me just in the top link in the description. You can book a call with me, and I can tell you about how myself and Jacob, my business partner, have sold almost $500,000 of info in the last 5 months for our clients, 5-6 months, and how we can do the same for you and your audience, and how you can just focus on getting more eyeballs, more views, better content, and how we can handle all the back end, the systems, the funnels, and even some of the delivery to help you scale your business to 100K a month and above. So if you want help with that, book a call below. And other than that, check out the other videos on my channel. I have one on how to run a webinar, how to do the webinar. And right now I'm still early, so I've got a second video that you can look about how we turn, basically our process for turning dollars into cash and why I believe most influencers are broke. So if you want, go check those videos out. I'll probably link them somewhere. And speak soon. Take care. See you on the next one.